Well, we all have more time to binge watch good shows and movies right now, too. So today, some great suggestions for your weekend viewing pleasure. And of course, who do we turn to? Film critic Ryan J. for these suggestions. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning.
So good to see you. Here's the deal. I do think that those of us, like I usually, as you know, don't watch TV and movies that much, but I am like all in right now. So every time you come on, I hang on your every word, and I know so many of our viewers are too.
Oh, you're so sweet. You know I'm always hanging on your word as well, right?
Right, exactly. Okay, so let's break down some things that we can watch, some new things you want to talk about. The first one is True History of the Kelly Gang. This is rated R.
Yes, and this is new today on demand, and you can rent it on iTunes or on Amazon Prime. And it is the true story of one of the most famous or infamous Australian outlaws in the late 1800s named Ned Kelly. And I looked it up because I found it confusing. At the beginning of the movie, it said this wasn't true. And then I Googled some of it, and it turns out to be true. So go figure.
Go figure. Wait, real quick then, is this a drama? Is this like a thriller or action? Or what's the genre?
It's a crime drama biopic, and it stars George McKay, who we saw recently in the Oscar-nominated film 1917. He's fantastic. And it co-stars Russell Crowe, Charlie Hunnam, Nicholas Hoult, Thomasin McKenzie, who was the little Jewish girl in Hiding in Jojo Rabbit last year. So a very, very strong cast.
Absolutely. I mean, it looks beautiful. How do you feel about the timing of this movie?
I think it's interesting because it takes about a half hour to get into it. It's pretty slow in parts, but then when the action scenes are there, they're very bloody, they're very violent. It's almost like war tone, but the good moments and the drama are great. So you look at it like how he had sort of a traumatic childhood and maybe try to understand how he became such a criminal and that sort of a thing. So I don't know if this is a crowd pleaser type film, but if you're interested in biopic and you like these kinds of movies, True History of the Kelly Gang is not a bad option.
I like it. I think it sounds interesting. It feels like, when you said you kind of look at him like a child who was injured, I feel like that evokes this sort of empathy for a tough, bad character.
It's very true.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so that one was the True History of the Kelly Gang. The next one is Extraction. This is rated R as well.
Right. Extraction is new to Netflix, and I feel like it's Netflix's answer to John Wick. It's a lot of great action. It stars Chris Hemsworth. And right at the beginning, when it started, I was like, this is the first movie of this new crop, new to stream at home without having been in the theater, that really gives you that cinematic experience. I felt right away in my home movie screening room that I was like, oh, I feel like I'm in a theater. And I think that's because of the way this movie is filmed.
Ooh, we just saw a scene where he plunges into the water. Is this all action, like those sorts of scenes?
It is all action. This is Chris Hemsworth, but he is not Thor, but still like an Avenger. He basically plays a character who is hired to go and rescue a kidnapped son of a crime lord who's imprisoned. And so to watch him kind of flex his great action muscle, and like John Wick, this film is directed by a guy who used to be a stunt double on films, and so the fight choreography is amazing, and the cinematography, honestly, one of the best car chase scenes I've ever seen.
Wow. Okay, that's a big, I love the best car chase scenes you've ever seen. I think that's a phenomenal review right there. Is there a sequel to this, or is this off of a sequel?
I was hoping that there would be. That's how I felt about it. I mean, it ends kind of in an ambiguous way, maybe, but I like these characters so much, and the movie was that great that I would be hoping for a sequel or a trilogy.
Okay. All right, so that was Extraction. I think that one looks good. I want to see that one. You have a giveaway?
I do. New on Blu-ray and DVD this week is The Gentleman. It was the Guy Ritchie directed film that came out in January. And when it came out in January, I thought it was so great that it could have almost been from award season previous year. But it's great on Blu-ray and DVD. You've got Matthew McConaughey, Hugh Grant. I'm giving away free Blu-ray DVD copies on my website today.
Awesome. All right. So that's how you enter. You go to ryanjreviews.com. I gave you a recommendation on a movie that you didn't really love.
Yes, The Platform. Whoa. First of all, I can't believe you watched that movie.
I know. It's a little gory and it's super dark, but it's just so fascinating, the psychological idea behind it. It's a foreign film with a horrible dub and a horrible script, but I wanted to see what you'd think.
But since you liked that movie, I recommended a movie to you that's just similar in tone, but actually a really good quality movie called Climax. Have you seen that one?
No, not yet, but I wrote it down because I've got a list of 5 things from you I need to see. So that's the one I will as well.
We'll have to revisit and catch up more.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, too.
All right. You could like Ryan J on Facebook, follow him on Instagram and Twitter. And for his full movie reviews, you have to go to his website. That's ryanjreviews.com.